Silly city-state. Silly puppet city, rather. Silly city-states as well. Oh, hello! Darius is plotting on us. Oh, is he? How the hell did they find that out? No one's got any spies yet. Oh, they do. Fail! Okay, well, that's how they found that out then. Apparently, I'm dumb, guys. I apparently have the memory of a goldfish. Okie dokie. Well, that's a pain in the bum. Says Captain Obvious, I know, but can't leave this completely undefended in case Greece decides to get in on the action, but right, we're going to have to start building military things. How weird. I didn't think I'd have to do this right now, but what we're best off building? He has long swords. I don't. I do have crossbows. I do have knights. I do have pikes. I've got not really the right answer there. Luckily Machu Picchu's nearly finished and I can start building units in there too. But that's not when I thought Darius might start plotting on me at some point. I didn't think it'd be right now. Antwerp has adopted a religion. Excellent. Not that arsed, because if it's the religion of Darius, it's a load of rubbish. Greece also has steel. That's good to know. Not right this second, obviously, but it's good to know nonetheless. He also has quite a few units, so this might be quite good timing to start industrialising and militarising and mobilising. That's the word I was looking for. If I say enough ising words, I'll get the right one. You can tell the AI must be doing a lot of thinking because the turn waiting time has slowed down a lot. Right, we've got Machu Picchu. That means we're going to be rolling in money in theory. Right, not in there. Wasn't paying attention. We don't want it in Coimbra. It's not ready for such things as these. Want a lighthouse in there. Machu Picchu. I'm going to have to build a Colosseum quickly, just so we don't have unhappiness problems if there is a war. If you're at war and your empire is unhappy, your combat strength drops. So it's very important to not be unhappy. What route is that caravan taking? It's down here. That's not ideal, because it means they're probably going to try and plunder it. I don't think he's going to attack me down by Porto, though, so I'll move this. I'm just going to have to hope that temporarily barbs don't spawn down here. Fortify that, please. Singing along to the song actually makes me synchronising the audio a lot easier. So something that I do because I'm bored and a terrible singer actually turns out to be useful. Hooray! An excuse to sing like arse. Now the one thing that we've got going for us is this river. He'll either have to cross on the hills, which makes him a sitting duck for ranged attack, or he'll attack down here, where it's mostly river and either forest or plains. Or it's either forest or grass. Which is bizarre in itself, because you wouldn't think grassland would spawn next to tundra. It's not meant to. It's meant to spawn next to plains. It's meant to go grassland, plains, tundra. Plains separate the two out, but obviously that hasn't happened here. And what has happened is that Greece has put down the most pointless city ever. Good for him, I suppose. It'll slow him down technologically, so I'm actually not that bothered that he's spamming a city there. I mean, what is he trying to get there? He's got an oasis and 2 cows, possibly 3. It depends which city he shares that with. Neither of which these cities could work anyway. How weird. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. Got a second population point here, so we're going to work that because we've got unhappiness issues. How close are we to a great writer? We're not far off. So once we've got a new great writer, we're going to take those great people out of that slot and put them in the artist slot. No one has... It is in fact true that Braga has increased the population point and I didn't notice. So we'll put that in that mine. That looks fine to me. Okay. I'm going to put that there because as soon as we get a lighthouse, that will improve things. For some reason I thought saying lighthouse was wrong there. I was about to call it a light tower. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I confuse myself with my incompetence sometimes. Yeah, we want to give the Aztecs iron in case they don't have any. Oddly. Normally you'd say that's the move of an absolute psychopath or a moron, but... The Aztecs are not the dangerous party on this map. They may be the aggressive party, but they're not the dangerous party. Speaking of dangerous party, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to check if anybody else thought I was a warmonger. Oh, nobody thinks I'm a warmonger anymore. Did I... What? Did I misread it the first time, or am I just, like, getting premature dementia? Not entirely sure what happened there, but never mind. Not going to complain if they think I'm great. I'm not Catherine the Great, but I am pretty great. I'm talking about Maria here, I'm not being super egotistical. Aztecs aren't actually that far behind on tech. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Who's he allied with? Quebec. Is that, please don't tell me that's a city down here. Oh, of course it bloody is. Oh, crap. Should really have checked that before. Okay, well that changes things a little bit. I'm going to have to put at least a unit down there at some point. Probably just a crossbow to shoot at the things it spawns. Because the AI... it tends to be a bit dumb, to say the least. It's not really worth keeping that worker here for now, is it? Except, what else needs improving? Not many other tiles actually need improving, so I'm going to leave the worker up there and just use it as a way of preventing barbarians in its viewing point. You can probably move that sword out of there as well. Can't believe Darius was plotting on us. I didn't think our military was that pathetic, but you learn new things every day. So, yeah, it's not that bad. It's only 9k behind his. You would have thought, if anything, he'd be plotting on Boudica, because she'd be an absolutely ridiculously easy target. Right, so how do we want to do this? We want to do that. Do we want to do that? I suppose we can if we do this. Right, we're going to do that and protect ourselves a bit. This may dissuade Darius from going to war with us, if we're lucky. It might not. But the AI is sometimes intimidated if you put a lot of your military on their border. Sometimes they call you out on it and say, hey, are you declaring war on us? And you go, no. Whether you are, whether you aren't. If they ask you, are you putting your units on the border because you want to attack us, you say no and then attack them. Obviously that's not a very good Diplo modifier. It's a very negative one. But if you're watching a Civilization 5 series, you're not a dumbass. So I probably didn't have to explain that, it was just precautionary. No, people that tend to watch this type of game tend to be pretty bright. Not like ludicrously, because this is YouTube. And therefore, young people, people that aren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, they can watch and they can have fun, because I'll try and make it fun for everybody. But a lot of the people that play Civilization-based games, RTSs or turn-based strategy games, tend to have a bit of nous about them. And I suppose Civilization 5 qualifies as both an RTS and a TBS on the multiplayer, the way they do it now. It's where if everyone's at peace, everyone does their turn at the same time, and once everyone's finished, next turn happens, etc, etc. When there's a war, people alternate their turns, which I think is a very clever way of doing it. Because when it's war, even in single player, war slows the game down. It's inevitable. So it being slowed down by having alternating turns during a war doesn't really matter. It also means it's not a competition of quick draw McGraw, in that the person that wins the multiplayer combat is the person that can spam attack the quickest. I thought that was a very poor mechanic, so I'm glad they changed that. I need to stop cities growing though. I've just had a thought. That Colosseum will provide 2 happiness. As a consequence, I want to be very, very careful what city's growing. And unfortunately for me, certain cities I can't change from growing. If I do that... Right, we're going to do this now while I remember. Try and turn the growth of cities down. Sorry, I couldn't put my teeth in for some bizarre reason. That's stagnant, that's fine, that's perfect in fact. It's gaining 1 per turn. What do we not want to work? That maybe? And let's put it... Let's put it in the workshop. Yeah, why not? And then do that. That'll work nicely. What do we want to change here? We don't want to work that tile. Once our empire's happy again, obviously it will be of benefit to work these tiles, but not right now. We'll work that. This will start growing anyway, because I'm building a lighthouse, but that's not too bad. These little cities aren't so bad with them growing, compared to the rest. But we will do that. Actually, we don't need to worry about growing, we can just... Oh, that's going to starve. I can't count. That won't starve, but it's better to just keep it. We can actually get that extra incense, we can now work it. That is actually what we'll do with this guy. We might as well. It'll also give us a scouting opportunity through that forest in case barbs have decided to plant themselves there. Now the reason I thought we wouldn't get attacked right now is really because we're in the same religion as Darius. We're friendly to Darius, we're trading with Darius, and he's still plotting on me. Oh! Who founded this? Oh, bollocks! I mean, oh dear. Persia's beaten me to printing press. Right, the World Congress. The way diplomacy now works. I'll quickly read this out to make it a bit easier. Persia has discovered every civilization in the world. To commemorate this occurrence, leaders from around the world will come together in the first council of Persepolis or Persepolis in 90 turns to begin discussing international diplomacy. As civilizations advance into later eras, this congress will change and new hosts may be chosen. So what that presumably means is that Persia is hosting because they did it first. In this era, we get 2 votes. If you're the host, that is, and 1 vote if you're anybody else, so someone like us. We've got a crossbow built. We're going to put that there in Porto. We can make a proposal. You could prepare a resolution. Thank you, woman. I'm not interested in what you have to say. Oh, okay. So if you have a diplomat in their city, you can kind of work out what they're going to vote for. That's pretty cool. Oh my word, there's a lot of options. A lot of them are greyed out. Presumably we can't do those. We can embargo, we can ban things, we can cause taxes to armies. We can do a lot of things, actually. If I declared the World's Fair as the idea, would Persia stop plotting on me, do you think? I think that might be a good idea. We'll do that. We'll commit the proposal